Okay, check this out. Our Queen Su Lüxia, seated on a high-tech throne, surrounded by 4 projected profiles of so-called cheating men. This is the setup. She's a dimension-hopping vengeance agent who specializes in dismantling trash harems. The vibe? She's in control, and she's about to make this her playground. From 0 to 100 real quick. The original consort Su, decked out in gorgeous robes, is getting publicly slandered by the scheming Lüxia. You dare seduce a man outside? She shrieks, pointing the finger. The venom is real, and the setup is on. Enter the Emperor. But don't expect a fair trial. Wrapped around sweet little Lüxia, he issues the imperial decree on the spot, stripping consort Su of her title and demoting her. Her crime? Envy. A simple word, a life destroyed. Double betrayal. On one side, Lüxia gets the news that she's pregnant and will be elevated. On the other, the Emperor looks down coldly at his ex-favorite. Yes, she carries my child, so you will not harm her or it. From beloved to discard. And in her despair, consort Su starts laughing hysterically. It's a scream of agony. Your Majesty, after 4 years of marriage, is this how you see me? The laughter cracks, revealing the heartbreak underneath. Kneeling in the bitter snow, she throws every past sacrifice in his face. Took poison for him, knelt in the snow for him, nearly died for him. Did I ever do a single thing to harm you? She screams. The man she loved just stands there dumbfounded. Cue the Oscar-worthy performance. Lüxia flings herself to her knees, fake tears and all, begging for her rival's mercy. The Su family is powerful, I fear. Every word, a masterstroke, a manipulation, painting a target on the Su family's back while looking like an angel. The mask is off. The Emperor points a trembling finger and bellows the universal insult of history. This wench. The sweet Yuxia from their past is gone, replaced by sheer, unadulterated contempt. A final goodbye, without even a glance. People change, Su Lüxia. And you, long ago became a venomous consort we no longer recognize. The door slams shut, trapping her in the cold. On the other side, she hears the victorious laughter of her replacement. Alone in the grand hall, dressed in her finest reds, a single tear traces her cheek. Is it me who's changed? Or is it you? The question is soft, but the answer is already a weight in her heart. She refused to linger in that life. A final, bloody act of defiance in the cold palace. But as she falls, beep, a system from the higher dimensions boots up. The story isn't over. Agent Suldia Onine. Memory download complete. She sits up, rubbing her head. Ow, the original owner really went for it. Almost rattled my brains out. Her fluffy, scroll-chewing system size. Hence why management sent you. Reverse her fate. Counterattack life. Game on. Recruitment screen. Our heroine puts out the call. Shadow Madness needs translators, typesetters, everyone. Help us drop more epic chapters. Scan the QR code and join the team. Chapter 2. The real game begins. Su Lüxia is back on her throne, looking utterly unbothered. Harem feuds? I'm pro, her aura says. This is about to be a masterclass in strategic takedowns. The previous drama? Just a tutorial round. Time for some exposition. Me, Su Lüxia, second female lead system agent. My mission? Travel the multiverse, rewrite the tragic fates of all the wronged heroines. And this ancient harem? This is my new, very messy, playground. System review time. This is a world from a novel where the heroine, Lüxia, dies tragically, gets reborn, uses her cheat codes to slay her way to the top. My current bod? The first casualty on her list, the ruined consort Su. My mission success rate? A cool 100%. Challenge? Accepted. The Su family is being hunted down. The peaceful approach? Out the window. She's got a headache. She sweetly stroked her system's head. Good baby, you wouldn't want to suffer a heat stroke in winter. Would you? The system shivers. She's planning something messy. No physical beatdown? Time for the mental game. Enter the C-grade item, disguise mushroom. Eat it, and it can camouflage as any secret document. Say, an imperial decree directly from the Emperor. Bonk a newly forged decree appears, blushing in shame and yelling. Shut up. How undignified. What's the point of the fake decree? The system is confused. Why not just take out Lüxia? Sulie's smile turns downright diabolical. That is naturally because using a blunt knife to kill a pig yields more pain. She's not here for a quick win. She's here to make them suffer, slowly. Recruitment screen, calling all talented folks. Join us and help release more chapters, so we can all witness Sujijia's gentle methods of revenge in detail. QR code screen. Join our Discord or visit our blog for more information. Be part of the madness. Chapter 3. The tagline says it all. I'll raise the scumbag's son. The stage is set for chaos. Su Lüxia begins her talent show, but she's not auditioning concubines. She's looking for a prince, a wild card, a secret weapon. Her system eagerly lists the prince candidates. Third prince, sickly. He'll die before I do. Fifth prince, only 7. I'd be an old hag by the time he grows up. She critiques mercilessly, even mocking one for daring to bring his eldest born by a concubine. The system finally snaps. You're choosing a prince, not groceries. Is there anyone you'd pick? And then a scene shift. Alone, green-haired figure sits on courtyard steps. Quiet. Forgotten. Him. Su Lüxia's inner voice locks onto this shadow. The chosen one is not obvious. The system pulls up the file. Fourth prince, Yunling, orphaned, forgotten. Briefly adopted by the now-dead consort Su, then shoved into the hands of a palace granny after she fell. A sly, fox-like grin spreads across Su Lüxia's face. All right, this one. This pathetic, unlucky kid and I are fated. Just perfect. Lady Consort Su arrives on the scene. The head maid scrambles to kneel, but the fluffball system sneezes. Safi. Sounds like Sufei. Su Lüxia's gentle hand pats its head instantly. You want heat stroke again? The system is in danger again. Leaning down slightly, she addresses the elderly maid with a dangerous politeness. You are the fourth prince's personal granny? The title, personal granny, hangs in the air, a loaded question about overstepping authority with a royal. She unfurls the imperial decree, her aura shifting to full dominance. His Majesty has decreed that I take in the fourth prince. Then, her gaze softens, turning to the frail, blue-haired boy in the corner. I forgot to ask earlier. Are you willing to come with me? The boy, Yunling, looks up. There's shock, confusion, but no joy. Out of nowhere, the head maid shoves the prince. Su Lüxia explodes. In a flash, she's between them, her voice dropping to a deadly chill. How impudent! What gave you the nerve to push a prince? She grabs the maid's wrist, murder in her eyes. Take this wretch away. Cut off the hand that pushed the fourth prince. Swift, brutal, no hesitation. Back in the fourth prince's quarters, Su Lüxia is performing her makeover. The boy is like a blank canvas, his eyes filled with a clear, lost confusion. Su Lüxia's goal? To paint a future tiger onto that canvas. What? Your heart's gone soft. Her words cut through his wavering resolve like a blade. And no, he stammers, his face flushing red. Then, a gentle hand rests on his head. This touch is far more potent than any stern lecture. Remember, her voice is low, each syllable branding itself into his soul. You are a prince, a descendant of the emperor. More importantly, you are my, Su Lüxia's, adopted child. No one can bully you anymore. You must learn to become a master. This isn't just a lesson for him. It's a declaration of war to the entire harem. Fallen leaves drift silently outside, symbolizing the death of the timid Yunling and the birth of the prince destined to shape his own fate, nurtured in this strange mix of warmth and steel. Watching the boy's moved expression, Su Lüxia simply offers a faint glance. Her real scheme? Her naive system companion could never understand. In the original story, that very child was ground down to death by the so-called heroine, Lu Ruyan. Now, Su Lüxia merely picked him up early, saving him from that predetermined tragedy and forging him into the sharpest blade. I won't disappoint you. The boy's vow is loud, his clenched fist brimming with newfound strength. He will fight the woman who killed his future in another life. The system, thinking its host has gone soft, is moved to tears. A good little puppy is going to be brought up by you to become a cruel wolf. Not a bad analogy. But Su Lüxia only offers a cold smirk. What does Lu Rian know? She only understands petty schemes and currying favor. She doesn't realize that true revenge means uprooting her deepest hopes. And in the original story, didn't she use more than just a helpless prince as a stepping stone? Watching the system chomping on its bamboo tube, overcome with the belief that its host has a heart of gold, Su Lüxia finds it almost amusing. A flash of blue light sends a little guy offline for a reboot. You're overthinking it, she dismisses lightly. Cradling the furry creature, she lays out her real calculation. Those well-connected, seemingly promising princes from earlier, they all became stepping stones for Lu Rian's son in the original plot anyway. So why not pick the one? Who seems the most hopeless? A fourth prince everyone ignores, with no backing whatsoever. Give him a little leverage, a glimmer of hope, a righteous reason for revenge. Who says a miracle can't happen? It's like choosing the most withered seed in a field doomed to be flooded, determined to make it bloom with the most potent and poisonous fertilizer she can concoct. This panel is a recruitment notice for the translation/scanlation team, unrelated to the core plot. In a flash of starlight, our recap continues flawlessly. Want to keep up with this palace intrigue roller coaster? Our team, Shadow Madness, is working hard and needs help from CHNG translators, cleaners/redrawers, typesetters, and proofreaders. Scan the QR code below to join our Discord or visit our blog. Help us release more chapters of this top-tier revenge saga. Let's pave the way for Consort Su's relentless journey of retribution together. A new chapter, a new dynamic. With the adoption formalities settled, Su Lüxia begins her hands-off observation. She doesn't show herself, just watches silently from behind a door. At the dining table, the young prince, who likely never got a proper meal, is devouring the feast like a starved wolf cub. It's a messy, desperate scene that tugs at even the hardest heartstrings. Just how long has this poor child been starved for? Even Su Luxia's iron will flickers for a moment. When her system asks why she's not eating with him, a faint blush colors her cheeks. Now you know why I didn't accompany him to eat. Partly, it's because seeing this might break her composure. But also, besides, she leaves the rest unsaid. The unspoken truth is, the way you shape a pitiful adopted child is different from how you forge a prince worthy of awe. Letting him eat alone teaches independence and a harsh lesson. Some wounds must be licked in private. Lu Ruyan isn't idle either. A family banquet invitation finds its way to Su Luxia's hands. Dum dum dum, grand banquet she taps the card, her smirk dripping with scorn. She knows exactly what this is about. Adopting the fourth prince with a forged decree. That news must have already reached Lu Ruyan's ears. Just what is this malicious woman planning to do to us? She wonders internally, her face a mask of calm. This invitation is Lu Ruyan's first move, her first blade. She intends to use the capital crimes of forging an imperial decree and unlawfully adopting a prince to crush the barely recovering Su Lüxia once more. A family banquet? More like a carefully set trap. Watching the plot unfold exactly as feared, the system panics completely. It hops around like a startled marmot, thoughts and exclamations swirling over its head. Esteemed host, boss, I beg of you to quickly think of a solution. And Su Lüxia? She just tilts her head slightly, her all-seeing golden eyes gazing down with terrifying calm. Panic? Why? The enemy just handed you their script. All you need to do is act it out, with a few personal tweaks. A true hunter doesn't scream when the trap is sprung. They just smile and adjust their aim. The system is still stuck on the why adopt a kid in a harem drama loop, hopping anxiously. We took a harem infighting story, why must we take in a child? Shouldn't you be prettying yourself up to try and seduce the emperor? Su Lüxia chuckles, pinching the noisy creature. Little guy, have you heard of this saying? Her voice carries a superior wisdom. A respected son increases his mother's honor. Four simple words that unravel the ultimate truth of the harem's power game. Vying for favor relies on the emperor's fickle, revocable love. But a son, especially one with potential to reach the throne, is a foundation rooted in the very soil of power. An emperor can discard a disgraced consort, but an empress dowager remains the new sovereign's most honored elder in name. Su Lüxia never wanted the fleeting illusion of favor. She wants the tangible power to grip the entire chessboard in her hands. Cut to Lu Ruyan's side. Her maidservant voices concern. My lady, could there be something wrong with this? Falsifying an imperial decree is a crime punishable by death. Consort Su wouldn't be that foolish. Lu Ruyan strokes her hair, a contemptuous smile playing on her lips. Su Lüxia is that foolish of a woman. In her eyes, Su Lüxia is just a vase who climbed high on looks and family backing, with no real cunning. Now that the emperor has abandoned her and her family has withdrawn support, what could she possibly do? If she only had some brains, she would know now is not the time to be making a move, but to sit pretty. Lu Ruyan's eyes glint coldly. She's certain Su Lüxia's adoption is a desperate, stupid gamble. The perfect handle to crush her once and for all. The scent of victory and revenge is already in the air. Lu Ruyan starts calculating the outcome of this foolish move. Crossing her arms, she analyzes coldly. But the end result? She actually falsified an imperial decree in her desperation and wants to use the fact she took in a young prince to turn the situation around. Her maid chimes in with flattery, my lady is wise. If this matter is exposed, even Consort Su's maiden family would reap the consequences too. Perfect. Two birds with one stone. Eliminate Su Lüxia and cripple her family. A satisfied smile curls Lu Ruyan's lips as she gives the order. For today's banquet, find that white moon dress. She knows the emperor's taste. He likes plain, neat clothes. Closing her eyes with a hint of resignation, she mutters, "The Emperor likes it when I wear plain and neat clothes." To please that man, she'll willingly sheath her claws and don the most harmless disguise. Tonight, dressed as the white moonlight, she'll personally shove the red-clad, conspicuous Su Lüxia into the abyss. Panel shows Lu Ruyan's side profile, looking gentle and satisfied. Yes. She whispers softly, perhaps agreeing with her maid's flattery, perhaps lost in the fantasy of her imminent success. A blush colors her cheeks. A smile of absolute certainty graces her lips. She believes she's chosen the right path, the right dress, the right scheme. Tonight, everything will go as she plans. Su Lüxia and that bothersome little prince will become the stepping stones for her triumphant return to power, erasing the disgraceful title of Lady Tampon forever. The palace glows with lantern light at night. The family banquet is about to begin. The announcement rings out. Lady Consort Su has arrived. Lu Ruyan smiles, her back to the door, confident and poised. But the emperor, seated across from her in the host's seat, instinctively looks up at the sound of that long unheard title. For a moment, the air freezes. Lu Ruyan's inner monologue screams, "I need to hurry and regain the position of noble consort." That title, Lady Tampon, is a thorn in her heart day and night. I do not want others to refer to me as Lady Tampon. Shame and resolve intertwine, fueling the ruthlessness of her plan tonight. She will use Su Lüxia's downfall as the crimson step to reclaim her high position. This panel is a recruitment notice for the translation/scanlation team, unrelated to the core plot. High alert! The palace drama is about to explode. Want to witness Consort Su's counterattack against the White Moonlight firsthand? Team Shadow Madness is speeding up releases. We need heroes of all kinds. See Chiniyang translators, cleaners/redrawers, typesetters, proofreaders. Scan the QR code, join our Discord, or visit our blog. Your help will rocket boost the release speed of this revenge saga. Let's make waves together. A new chapter, and a conflict escalates. The title says it all. The palace harem's a mess. Bitch, your older sister, I am solely disappointed in you. Su Lüxia sits firmly on her queenly throne, the floating cards before her like pieces under her control. This chapter, she's going to make that self-important regressor heroine, Lu Ruyan, understand what true dimensional crushing feels like. At the banquet, Su Lüxia makes her grand entrance. Her crimson attire, a burning flame amidst a sea of plain elegance, instantly draws every eye. Even the emperor can't help but glance her way. Whispers flutter among the consorts. Consort Su really cleans up nicely. Is that new makeup? I feel like her complexion has gotten lots better. Lu Ruyan wears a flawless, gentle smile as she steps forward. Older sister has come so late. Your younger sister, I, had thought you were unwilling to come to my place. Her words are honey daggers. She sizes up Su Lüxia, especially that glaring red dress, her smile widening and chilling. Have you done something to offend me? The opening salvo is a naked provocation, a power play to dominate from start. Watching Lu Ruyan's act, Su Lüxia finds it utterly ridiculous. She tilts her head slightly, a faint blush of offense on her cheeks, but her tone is airy. If not, don't always say such ambiguous words. She pauses, her gaze sweeping over Lu Ruyan and the emperor before dropping the bomb. It makes you look dumb. Boom! A single sentence shatters Lu Ruyan's carefully maintained white moonlight image. Lu Ruyan panics instantly, crying out, "Your Majesty," seeking refuge. And the emperor, predictably drawn in, looks down at her and calls softly, "Su Lüxia." The moment that name leaves his lips, the atmosphere twists into something Weimao and tense. Lu Ruyan's script is already going off rails. Here comes the main event. Seeing the situation slipping, Lu Ruyan immediately deploys the regressor heroine's ultimate weapon, fake tears. They fall on cue, pitiful and poignant. But what she never expected was that Su Lüxia would go harder. Su Lüxia lets out a cold laugh, tears also instantly welling in her eyes, but the sharpness and mockery in her gaze cuts like a blade. You think you're the only one who knows how to fake cry. One sentence strips Lu Ruyan's Yanji bare. Then, she looks up at the emperor, her voice emotional as she shouts, "Your consort, I, am not crying. Your consort, I, already have a son now. What is there to cry about?" So, the word strikes like thunder. The emperor's mind reels. Son? Lu Ruyan's eyes widen in utter disbelief. Su Lüxia didn't just counter a move. She dropped a bomb instead. The scene descends into chaos. Lu Ruyan panics. She can't let Su Lüxia's bombshell about having a son overshadow her prepared accusation of forging a decree. She scrambles to speak first. Your Majesty, your consort. I have also heard of this. Today, older sister. Her inner voice screams, I definitely can't let her be the one to say this out. But it's too late. The Emperor brushes off her attempt to stop him, striding towards Su Lüxia with urgent anxiety. You said you have a son. What's going on? His hand reaches for Su Lüxia's wrist, but Su Lüxia pulls away forcefully, breaking his grip. The action is full of finality and distance. Lu Rian's plan crumbled the moment Su Lüxia played the son trump card. Now, everyone's focus is hijacked by this sudden prince. In this moment under the spotlight, Su Lüxia gently touches her wrist, as if brushing off the discomfort of the Emperor's touch. She lifts her head, meeting the Emperor's shocked, doubtful, anxious gaze and Lu Ruyan's furious stare. Slowly, clearly she announces, well, your consort I have taken in the fourth young prince. Her voice is soft, yet it echoes like thunder in the silent hall. From today onwards, he is my son. No explanation, no plea, just a calm, firm statement. She isn't asking for permission. She's announcing a fait accompli. This move is called cutting the ground from under their feet. Lu Ruyan wants to use adoption to condemn her? Fine. Then she'll place this fact squarely before the Emperor and everyone. Let's see who dares to make an issue of it now. The Emperor's shock turns to rage at being deceived. But is there really no shred of guilt beneath it? Su Lüxia sees through his bluster. She drops the calm facade, her eyes instantly reddening as she unleashes a torrent of buried, bloody history. You promised me. You said I can't have a child so I can adopt from the other palace consorts. You personally promised me. Her voice trembles with tears. The scene flashes back. A younger her in a red dress, shaking and sobbing before the Emperor after being poisoned. That Emperor, softly comforting her, made a promise that seemed gentle but was utterly cruel. The poison wine has harmed your body. In the future, if you can't have children, any child in the palace can be yours to adopt. Memory and present collide. Su Lüxia weeps openly, voicing the original host's deepest wound. No, I just want my own child. This isn't fake crying. It's the unhealed trauma of a soul wronged. With this heart-wrenching accusation, she tells the Emperor, tells everyone, my adoption today isn't presumption. It's what you, all of you, owe me. Seeing the Emperor swayed by Su Lüxia's tragic card, his face pained, Lu Ruyan knows she must drag the focus back to the divine point. The forged decree. She cuts in, addressing Su Lüxia. Your consort, I heard that older sister went with an imperial decree. This, directly casting suspicion. Su Lüxia fires back instantly. Who did you hear it from? Thinking she has the upper hand, Lu Ruyan explains smugly. When I went to get the child, I passed along His Majesty's own words. She believes her story is airtight. But Su Lüxia was waiting for this. A cold smile curves her lips as her gaze pierces Lu Ruyan like lightning. Even if it were not so, how did younger sister get information whether His Majesty put out an imperial decree or not? Boom. That question is a masterstroke. How does a mere consort know the details of whether or not the Emperor issued a decree? Unless she's spying on the Emperor's movements. Unless her reach extends too far, grasping information from both court and harem. Lu Ruyan's face drains of color. She realizes she hasn't dragged Su Lüxia down. She's put herself in an even more dangerous position. Su Lüxia presses her advantage, advancing step by step. Staring at Lu Ruyan's retreating, panicked form, she hurls the most venomous accusation, word by word. Unless you have ill intentions, daring to spy on His Majesty since you were pregnant with an heir to the throne. Heir to the throne, spying on the Emperor. Either charge alone is enough to doom Lu Ruyan utterly. She thought her pregnancy was an invincible shield, but never imagined it would become her death warrant in Su Lüxia's hands. I didn't. Lu Ruyan stammers, retreating in terror. All her schemes, all her confidence, are torn to shreds in this moment by Su Lüxia's direct, ruthless assault. Lu Ruyan falls to her knees, making a last-ditch effort, weeping and claiming she only heard it from a maid in Su Lüxia's palace. The Emperor, furious, laughs coldly. Oh, so you're saying you have planted a spy in my palace? That's an even heavier accusation than spying on the Emperor. Desperate, Lu Ruyan tries to salvage things with past affection, even referencing the Emperor's old compliment about her being cultured and steeped in propriety. She asks with tender longing, Your Majesty, is this the highly cultured and steeped in propriety compliment that you told me of? She hopes to soften him with Furching. But the Emperor's heart is now filled only with rage of being manipulated and the cold anger of his authority being challenged. He forcefully breaks her grip on his sleeve and states coldly, "Consort Lu, you've overstepped." Overstepped. Two words that draw a clear line. Shanghao Lu Ruyan's total defeat tonight. She didn't topple Su Lüxia. She handed her own fatal flaws to the Emperor and Su Lüxia on a silver platter. The dust settles. The Emperor, filled with fun and unresolved doubts, turns and leaves with a dismissive sweep of his sleeve, leaving only a cold being. In the banquet hall, only ashen-faced Lu Ruyan remains, with Su Lüxia looking down on her from above. Su Lüxia steps closer slowly. Those beautiful eyes now hold only icy disappointment and absolute control. She speaks softly, each word an ice pick to Lu Ruyan's heart. "Wanting to fight me with this standard skill? Xiao Lu, your older sister, I am solely disappointed in you. Not anger, not curses, but disappointment." This condescending Kinjia is more humiliating and terrifying to Lu Ruyan than any insult. She's lost utterly, not just the battle, but her qualifications in her opponent's eyes. Su Lüxia doesn't even see her as a worthy rival, just a disappointing, childish younger sister. That is the ultimate insult to a regressor heroine. Panel shows Lu Ruyan's furious close-up and Su Lüxia interacting with her system, alone in her palace. Lu Ruyan finally drops all pretense, her face contorted with rage as she snarls, "Su, Lu, Xia." Hatred pours from her. Meanwhile, our consort Su is lounging about, recruiting. She rests her chin in her hands, eyes sparkling, calling all C-Chinyanji translators cleaner/redrawers, typesetters, proofreaders. The cute system asks innocently, "What do you need them for?" Su Lüxia pets it gently. Shadow Madness needs their help to release more chapters. See, a true queen never wastes a thought on a loser's impotent rage. Her gaze is already fixed on the distant future and the next world awaiting an update. This panel is the QR code page for the recruitment notice. The battle pauses, but the story never stops. Want to continue following Queen Su's conquest, seeing how she crushes the next cheater underfoot? Scan the QR code to join Shadow Madness's Discord or visit our blog for the latest updates, and even become part of the team helping with releases. Yordaru is the best coronation for her reign. A new chapter, a new aura. The title clearly states Su Lüxia's current mindset. The palace harem's a mess. I'm not some demon either. With Lu Ruyan dealt with, the path to nurturing her adopted Sundongshu begins. But the harem is never truly calm. New storms may be brewing. And our Queen Su is already prepared to face any challenge. In the deep quiet of night, Su Lüxia sits before her mirror. Her thoughts aren't on dressing to please the Emperor. The system suggests you, sir, to yinghe his taste. Su Lüxia scoffs. Men are visual creatures? True. So, she'll do the opposite. When they expect you to wear plain white and attack with pitiful tears, the reflection in the mirror reveals a sly, confident smile. You should wear the brightest red, using the fiercest anger to scorch their eyes and their conscience. Tears. Oh, she'll shed them. But against the backdrop of red, tears are no longer a weakling's plea. They become a resounding war cry from a cornered warrior. She's choosing the perfect battle dress for the next confrontation. The system is still hung up on the image problem of fake crying, hopping anxiously. Su Lüxia pins it down and opens her free mini-lecture. "Little guy, let me give you a free lesson. The only reason bewitching tramps win, her gaze sharp as blades, is because they aren't afraid of their public image collapsing. The moment that white lotus gets a blemish, it can never be cleansed. That's the ultimate truth of harem survival. No, of all-Wulong warfare. Maintaining a perfect persona means being constrained. But when you cast aside concern for how others see you, that's when you become truly invincible. The system cheers. That's my esteemed host. A king operates as fiercely as a tiger, clapping enthusiastically. Meanwhile, the White Lotus Lu Ruyan, who's about to be on the receiving end of this philosophy, is probably in her palace, cursing into a handkerchief. Su Lüxia has already leveled up from tactics to strategy. Time to clean house. The maidservant by Tao, planted by Lu Ruyan, who previously tattled and likely leaked the decree info this time, kneels on the cold floor, forehead pressed to the ground, trembling in confession. This maid is at fault. This maid should not have betrayed the lady. Su Lüxia sits above, teacup in hand, her gaze icy and contemptuous. She lists the crimes one by one. Last time, when teaching Lu Ruyan a lesson, it was by Tao who ran to the Emperor. This time, the news about the forged decree probably came from her too. Finally, Su Lüxia's finger traces the rim of the cup as she states in the flattest, most insulting tone, "You're indeed a good dog. A dog, knows its master. By Tao trembles, offering a weak defense, but what? A traitor has no right to a but. Su Lüxia won't dirty her hands dealing with her directly. She'll find a more clever way to make this dog turn and bite its original master. A turncoat, used well, becomes the most poisonous needle aimed at the enemy's heart. Let the games begin. The one we used to know as Consort Su. Scratch that. She's Su Lüxia now. First move, flip the informant. She summons Bai Tao, Lu Ruyan's most trusted maid. Her smile is warm summer sun, but her grip is all ice and steel. My dear Bai Tao, she coos, what do you think your mistress will do if she finds out you've been compromised? The maid crumbles instantly. Then, Su Lüxia softens, trading threats for sweet nothings. Pat the head, scratch the chin. A slap, then a sugar cube. Her first pawn is in place. In the harem, love always twists in a hate. Lu Ruyan thinks she has the 9th prince wrapped around her finger. Pathetic. That very same prince was the secret crush of another young consort. Watching the man she once adored being puppeteered by someone else, the green-eyed monster rears its ugly head. See that maid in blue? Her eyes simmer with pure, unadulterated jealousy. She's practically biting her lip off. A woman's scorned fury can burn empires to the ground. And Su Lüxia watches it all unfold from the shadows. Recalling Lu Ruyan's smug face, she almost feels a pang of pity. Oopsie. My bad, she thinks. Intermission. We are now airing a very important PSA from Shadow Madness, your friendly neighborhood scanlation team. Translators, cleaners, typesetters, proofreaders, we need you. Let's pump out more chapters. The system bear, munching on a bamboo tube, looks bewildered. What's this for? Come on, little buddy. It's for the fans. For the glory of faster, better releases. Join the cause. Cue Chapter 7. Su Lüxia holds court, literally. The 4 holographic screens before her display her current projects. The harem's tranquil surface is a lie, and she's the one holding the giant stick, ready to start stirring. Beneath the palace walls, the winds are shifting. Su Lüxia summons her newly adopted son, the 4th Prince Yunling. He's thoughtful, unassuming. She cuts straight to the point. My son, I hear Lady Lu has been making frequent nutritional deliveries to the Hall of Mental Cultivation lately. Yunling's eyes flicker with understanding. You're worried she might take the chance to poison the well against me? Smart boy. He catches on quick. Watching his cautious demeanor, Su Lüxia can't help but laugh. She reaches out and ruffles his beautiful blue hair. Silly child, she says, a glint of mischief in her eyes. Of course she's targeting me, and she'll come straight at me. The tallest tree in the forest catches the fiercest wind. Right now, Su Lüxia is making sure she's the loudest, most visible target, creating a quiet space for Yunling to grow. Her gaze shifts to the palace rooftops, her tone icy and laced with contempt. The higher she jumps now, the more tragic her death will be. Then, almost casually, she gives Yunling a peculiar assignment. The emperor's birthday is coming. Write a poem. Yunling nods, ready to demonstrate his skill. But her next words are a whisper. Remember, don't write it too well. Confusion flashes across his face. A reverse flex? Yet, looking into her inscrutable eyes, he submits. He understands. In a court of sharks, sometimes mediocrity is the best armor. Su Lüxia's orientation package for her son is the definition of excessive. Crates of jewels and jade that could blind a dragon. That one jadeite bracelet alone is worth a minor kingdom's treasury. This display of wealth sends shockwaves through the harem. Lu Ruyan's pink-haired maid stares, wide-eyed. Lady Su truly treats the 4th prince like a treasure, she gasps. And those words, like little poisonous birds, are about to find their way to a very specific pair of ears. Right on cue, the emperor hears the whispers. He affects nonchalance. What does this have to do with the 4th prince? Lu Ruyan immediately falls to her knees, the picture of concerned innocence. Your Majesty doesn't know? That bracelet was sent in the 4th prince's name. Ouch! Direct insinuation of buying loyalty. A shadow crosses the emperor's face initially. It's just a bracelet. But Lu Ruyan plays the sweet, slightly jealous card to perfection. To appease her, he finally feeds her a grape. It's merely a welcoming gift from the Su family to their grandson, he dismisses. But deep down, the seed of suspicion is sown. Pacified by the emperor's attention, Lu Ruyan's confidence soars. She basks in his favor, her words dripping with subtle venom. Considering sister, Su has been barren for so many years. Now that she has a son, of course her family treats it as a life or death matter. The emperor humors her. Your words are not without reason. Then, she pops open her eyes, gleefully showing off the green jade bangle he gave her. Besides, she coos, Your consort thinks the jadeite your majesty gave me is much better. Look at that triumphant smirk. She thinks she's already won the harem game. She throws herself at his feet, the perfect picture of fragile innocence. This lowly consort does not dare presume upon your majesty's favor. I know you only pity me. The classic retreat to advance play. Peak White Lotus technique. The emperor, predictably, is moved. He lifts her up. If the whole harem were as pure-hearted as you, it would be a blessing. Seizing the moment, she adds tears to her act, pleading for Su Lüxia. Your majesty, please don't blame Sister Su. She just cares for the fourth prince too much. He pats her hand, sighing. You're simply too kind. One plays the harmless flower, the other the benevolent, blinded ruler. Su Lüxia, watching from the sidelines, finds the whole act utterly hilarious. Server error, image missing. All right, back to our scheduled programming. Just another quick note from your pals at Shadow Madness. We are still recruiting. Translators, cleaners, typesetters, proofreaders. You are the real MVPs. Scan the QR for deets. The system bear pipes up again. What's this for now? Simple little guy. It's so you can get your regular fix of drama. Welcome to Chapter 8. The calm before the tsunami. Su Lüxia's unique parenting skills are about to blow some minds. Step 1 of Su Lüxia's parenting handbook. Dress up. Her eyes sparkle as she gazes at the blue-haired pretty boy. Yinling, try this one. Oh, and this one. She shoves a blindingly ornate, midriff-bearing blue gown into his arms. Yinling looks like he's seen a ghost. And mother? This is a woman's dress. Su Lüxia vims, atterlian fast. It's pretty. Try it on forced into the gown, hair adorned, teetering on heels, a blushing, mortified Yinling faces the mirror and stammers out his thanks. And many thanks for mother's care. Someone call child services. Or fashion police. Both. In the midst of this heartwarming bonding moment, a eunuch's shrill voice cuts through the air. His Majesty has arrived. Oh no. The Emperor storms in, radiating fury, only to be met with the psychic damage of seeing his son in full drag, being proudly displayed by Su Lüxia. What are you two doing? His brain is short-circuiting. Su Lüxia, completely unbothered, just beams and nudges Yinling forward. Your Majesty, don't you think Yinling looks lovely like this? The silence that follows could freeze hell. The Emperor's world is crumbling. Staring at his bashful son, a fundamental truth seems to be slipping away. He points a trembling finger at Su Lüxia, voicing the question that's breaking his reality. Su Lüxia, you do know Yinling is a boy, right? In this moment, he's genuinely unsure if she's lost her mind or her eyesight. Su Lüxia blinks, the picture of innocence. What does that matter? Yinling likes it too smooth. Just shovel the blame onto the victim. Beside her, a red-faced Yinling covers his face, silently chanting, Lady Su treats me very well, very well. The boy is thoroughly brainwashed. The Emperor's vein is pulsing. He rubs his temples, snapping. You're just fooling around. Desperate for normality, he barks at Yinling, show me your homework. An attempt to correct a potential gender crisis through academic scrutiny. The soap opera just turned into a parent-teacher conference. Looking at Yinling's painfully clumsy calligraphy for birthday well wishes, the Emperor's headache intensifies. Can't even write the simplest blessings. But Su Lüxia just plucks the disaster from his hands, smiling brightly. Looks fine to me. Going back to basics is the way to go. She's not raising a prince. She's raising a pampered house cat. But the thing is, Yinling looks at her with absolute devotion and trust. In the icy, treacherous palace, this unconditional support is a rarer, more potent currency than any strict tutelage. Even the Emperor can't help but mutter, with your temperament, you should have married a princess. Su Lüxia instantly drifts into a pink-hued daydream. The fourth prince, and I, destined the Emperor sighs, giving in. A little slow is fine. Character is what matters. It sounds like resignation, but it's tacit approval. A foolish but filial prince is far less threatening than a brilliant one. Su Lüxia's smile widens. This reassurance is exactly what she wanted. Witnessing even the Emperor being swayed, the spy by Tao rushes back to report. My lady, Lady Su. She's practically raising the fourth prince like a pet. She's not teaching him a thing. Lu Rian listens, a scornful smile curling her lips. If that's the case, I seem to have overestimated her. She thinks Su Lüxia is just a fool playing house. Little does she know, she's walking right into a trap meticulously baited with contempt. But a new threat emerges. The maid stammers out more news. Your Majesty has recently praised the eldest prince, born of consort Shu, quite highly. Lu Ruyan's eyes turn to ice. The eldest prince? The son of that woman she helped ruin? Is the emperor trying to raise a rival? A cold laugh escapes her, biting off more than you can chew. Her sights are instantly retrained on a new target. Part 2 of Su Luxia's grand design is now in motion. Halftime, Shadow Madness is still recruiting. For more glorious chapters, we need your power. Don't hesitate, scan and join the party. Chapter 9, A Declaration of War. Su Luxia sits upon her throne, her smile sweeter than honey, her words dripping with bloodlust. Because I want her dead. The final hunt has officially begun. The system bear finally loses it, clinging to her leg. Bro, what you doing? We were supposed to make a scene. Why is the fourth prince acting dumb? Su Luxia leaps up, fist in the air. Because Lu Ruyan has not yet given birth. The bear freezes. Huh. Su Luxia clasps her cheeks, a devilishly cute grin spreading. Don't pregnant women go through labor? She's not waiting for a baby. She's waiting for the perfect moment to induce a world of pain. She picks up a pair of scissors, candlelight dancing in her eyes. Don't worry, Consort Shu will definitely not go easy on Lu Ruyan. She sharpened Consort Shu into the perfect blade and pointed it straight at her rival's heart. Just enjoy the show over the next few months. Let them eat at each other. Her voice drops to a lethal whisper. Then we'll make our move to collect the heads. The art of killing with a borrowed knife. The best hunters use the simplest traps. 6 months later, Sununtai Lüxia Moonfis on metaphorical popcorn, Torotlu Intertainet. This is way more fun than any TV drama. The harem is a war zone. Lu Ruyan accuses Consort Shu of bullying. Consort Shu counters with ledgers proving embezzlement, slapping them right before the emperor. The emperor is furious. But the killing blow? Consort Shu accidentally arranges for the discovery of Lu Ruyan's beloved childhood friend, the ninth prince, in a compromising position with a maid from her palace. Wait, that maid's robes, they look like the eldest prince's? 1 stone, 3 birds. Slander, disgrace, and a strike at a rival. With a gentle nudge from the shadows, Su Luxia has flipped the entire board. Poison in one hand, vengeance in the heart. Su Luxia is nothing like the foolish original mistress blinded by love. Traitors? In her book, they don't even deserve a dignified grave. She remembers all too well her own miserable fate in the previous timeline, where Lu Ruyan reigned supreme, a fate sealed by a misdiagnosed plague. But not this time. Emperor or favored consort, she'll first ensure you're well taken care of, only to strike the final, lethal blow when the moment is right. See that cold smirk? She's already got her answer. Cloaked in glory, wielding supreme power. Finally, Su Luxia's era has dawned. Adorned in magnificent phoenix robes and a golden crown, she basks in the ultimate prestige and tranquility, flanked by her dutiful maids. This current life of glory and splendor is bought with countless schemes and sacrifices. But this is just the beginning, not the end. The mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind. Reborn Lu Ruyan dreams of controlling the harem single-handedly and attaining unlimited glory, meticulously retracing her steps from her previous life. But she's blissfully unaware that a colder, more dangerous set of eyes is watching her every move from behind the ornate window. Su Luxia smiles faintly. Since that's what she wants, let's give it to her. With all the accumulated interest, of course. Want a secret rendezvous? By all means. Su Luxia elegantly withdraws, even politely saying a greeting isn't necessary. I've entrusted everything to her. Such naive trust. What she wants was never to interrupt a loving couple. Isn't it more interesting to watch lovers distrust and confront each other? She muses with a meaningful smile while strolling in the garden. Once the seed of doubt is planted, it quickly grows into flesh-eating thorns. Medicinal meal? Such trivial matters should be for the servants. A flicker of disdain curls the emperor's lip. When the attendant flatters, calling it a token of the lady's affection, the emperor's eyes turn sharp as knives. What affection? Those 2 words are laced with glacial cold. Su Luxia's casual reminder is already taking effect. He started to wonder if this care is genuine tenderness or hidden agendas. Masterful assist, pouring fuel on the fire. Su Luxia feigns casual concern for the emperor's spirits, accidentally mentioning she bumped into the ninth prince hurrying away outside. You didn't summon him to discuss matters pertaining to the state? The emperor's retort instantly shifts the atmosphere. That seemingly innocent question skillfully links secret meetings with state affairs, 2 things that should never mix. Suspicion begins just like this. The kitchen. The emperor's whole demeanor shifts at the key location. He didn't summon the ninth prince, but the prince came from the direction of the kitchen, where consort Lu might be. This logical connection fries the emperor's circuits. Meanwhile, Su Lixia ponders deeply beside him, then lightly touches her lips, voicing a seemingly harmless, yet utterly lethal conjecture. Unless. Unless he has his eyes on one of the maids in the kitchen, but is too shy to ask for your blessing? Su Lixia giggles behind her hand, her expression innocent yet sly. This move of advancing by retreating is masterful. On the surface, she's finding an excuse for the ninth prince, but in reality, she's driving a deeper nail into the emperor's heart. If it's not a maid, then who is he secretly meeting with during his frequent palace visits? This soft blade aims straight for the heart. Su Lixia gently takes the emperor's hand, her voice dripping with honeyed concern. Considering the effort the ninth prince has put into our country, you must help him achieve his goal. The emperor replies with an icy smile. Achieve his goal? We fear he has become ambitious and has his eyes set on someone other than an ordinary maid. Beneath the surface of this loving couple exchange, turbulent undercurrents and clashing blades are already at play. Every word of concern is a precise, fatal strike. Recruitment advertisement insert. New chapter unlocked. Su Lixia sits high upon her throne of judgment, for silhouettes of candidates hovering before her. System Bear obediently perches on her shoulder. The chapter title blares, Shimin Qing and Pan Jinlian. Bold move, directly comparing Lu Ruyan and the Ninth Prince's affair to the infamous ancient scandal. The dimensional assault officially begins. Lu Ruyan appears with a medicine bowl, all smiles and sweet words, every syllable hinting that older sister Su Lixia has been neglectful of the emperor. Is it because you knew his majesty was better and specially came to visit? The tea is fragrant, the words laced with needles. The emperor predictably turns cold. Consort Su, if there's nothing else, you may leave. Watching Su Lixia grip her sleeve, body trembling slightly, it seems she's at a disadvantage. Don't worry, the real show has just begun. The emperor pours his heart out to Lu Ruyan. It's enough with just the inner here. Su Lixia, tears welling in her eyes, performs a heart-wrenching drama of tragic devotion. I have never feared death. I only want for you to live a joyous life. The acting, the lines, enough to wring 3 pounds of tears from the audience. But look closer. How much of those tears are real, and how much are calculation? What kind of poison lies hidden behind this blessing? Here it comes. The classic poisoning fiasco. Lu Ruyan's meticulously prepared medicinal meal is mistaken for filth and violently dashed to the ground by the emperor. The emperor rages internally. Damn that woman. But the next second, as Lu Ruyan kneels with tear-filled eyes, the emperor instantly softens. Yinner, I've made you suffer. Watching this farce from the sidelines, Su Lixia is probably laughing herself sick. The whiplash is unreal. The covert operation is go. Su Lixia sips her tea leisurely, listening to her maid by Tao's report. The information has already been passed to Consort Shu's head personal maid. Good job, you may be dismissed. Everything proceeds according to plan. The blade named Consort Shu has been sharpened and awaits only the perfect moment to be unsheathed and draw blood. In the dead of night, the palace is illuminated. Su Lixia, rudely awakened by frantic knocking, joins a tense gathering under the pretense of a late-night summons. The scene is set for a formal inquiry. She surveys the room with a lazy yawn that masks her sharp scrutiny. A high-stakes game disguised as civility, and she's the only player who knows all the rules. The emperor, weary from the pressure, begrudgingly gives Consort Shu the floor. She seizes the moment with a triumphant smile, delivering the first damning piece of evidence. The auspicious sign of the koi fish? A meticulously staged fraud. A servant was bribed to manipulate the fish the day before Consort Lu gave birth. The proof is kneeling right there, a terrified man whose confession is about to topple a queen. If the koi fish were fake, Su Lixia's mind races. The ninth prince, she puts the pieces together in a flash. The miraculous phoenix must have been another elaborate hoax. Consort Shu chimes in with righteous fury, elevating the crime from a scandalous affair to treason. Their goal wasn't just power, but to place a bastard child, born of a maid, on the throne. The stakes just skyrocketed. Lu Ruyan crumbles under the weight of the accusations. She falls to her knees, pleading innocence and professing love through tears. But the emperor's warmth has frozen into a glacial smile. He lifts her chin, and his question carries the chill of betrayal. Swear? Will you swear on? Her carefully crafted mask of devotion shatters. Su Lixia can hardly contain her disdain. The reincarnated heroine's act is painfully inept. Time to tear the whole facade down. She shifts the focus to a battered maid kneeling on the floor by Tao. And what is this servant's crime? She asks knowingly. She already has the answer, but directing the spotlight is key. Lu Rian's face drains of all color. Consort Shu strikes the finishing blow with a mocking smile. You were the one who found Consort Lu's embroidered pouch on her person. The maid, Bai Tao, slams her head to the ground, sobbing that she only carried personal items, ignorant of their meaning. Lu Ruyan is defeated, staring at her betrayed confidant in horror. I never treated you poorly, yet you framed me. The knife of betrayal cuts deepest. Intermission. Justice needs more hands on deck. Wish to join the forces of translation, cleaning, and typesetting? The cute white bear seal of approval is all you need. Scan below for the official recruitment portal. Cut to the next stage. The throne looms above, the new heroine calmly observing the chessboard. Down below, with the little prince now the center of contention, Lu Rian clings to the emperor's sleeve. Your Majesty, if even you doubt Yenner's devotion? She weeps, performing the ultimate victim card, a plea seemingly backed by the weight of her own life. Su Lüxia has front row seats, snacks in hand. She watches Lu Rian's tearful testimony unfold in her mind's eye. There are no romantic feelings between the ninth prince and I. He cared as a childhood friend, she sobs. You are the only one in Yenner's heart. Even her sash, she claims, is a symbol of their eternal bond. The drama is almost convincing enough. The emperor seems to relent, his voice softening. We did not doubt you. We just needed to give an explanation. Lu Ruyan, tears of relief flowing, accepts this. The storm appears to have passed. But this is merely the eye of the hurricane, a false calm before the final, devastating blow lands. Su Lüxia can't hold back the laughter any longer. The charade is too rich. She practically snorts, watching the tearful reconciliation while the trembling, living evidence remains on the floor. The emperor's expression darkens instantly. What are you laughing at? She grins, a glint of mischief in her eye. I laugh because the proof is still kneeling right there. One sentence shatters the fragile peace. Enraged, the emperor slams his hand down. You're overstepping. Consort Shu echoes the sentiment. But Su Lüxia doesn't flinch. She steps forward and kneels, not in submission, but as a calculated provocation. This is not a satisfactory explanation. Her plea is a demand, a stark challenge to his judgment. The emperor's authority shudders. Cornered, the emperor retorts coldly. Do you want me to sentence Yenner to death based on servants' words? Su Lüxia smiles, a predator toying with its meal. Indeed, the words of servants can't be trusted. A pause. Then what about that of a prince? The true target, the ninth prince, is now on the board. The trap is fully sprung. Su Lüxia executes flawless scherzi. Then, how about a blood affinity verification? An immediate wave of relief washes over Lu Ruyan. The prince is his son, she is certain. To prove his point and silence doubters, the emperor orders decisively. Bring the little prince for a blood test. A final act of proof begins, destined to destroy, not clarify. Sensing the final sword about to fall, Lu Ruyan scrambles for a last-ditch effort. She insists the emperor's own eunuch prepare the test for fairness. I can't let them try anything here, she panics internally. The emperor agrees. The eunuch enters, cradling the infant prince, a tiny figure wrapped in shimmering silk, oblivious to the blade of fate hovering over his hand. Commercial break. A quick science interlude. Ever wondered why ancient blood affinity tests are pure fiction? Join Little Bear's biology class. From osmotic pressure to DNA testing, we debunk with science. P.S. Still recruiting for the Justice production team. The scene shifts to the ninth prince, isolated and confused by his late-night summons. A guard approaches with a slender silver needle. Ninth prince, do not move. The prince blinks. Before he can process it, a sharp prick pierces his finger. A single, crimson drop of blood beads and falls. Meanwhile, Su Lüxia lounges, giving the system a science lesson. Do you know why old paternity tests are ridiculous? The little bear transforms into a professor, wagging a pointer. Fact 1. Blood mixes in water due to osmotic pressure and density, a physical reaction. Fact 2. Use DNA tests, not feudal superstitions. Su Lüxia concludes coolly, science ignorance gets people killed. Back in the hall, 2 bowls of clear water are placed side by side. A drop from the ninth prince. A drop from the infant prince. All eyes are glued to the process where, by tradition, the blood should merge. For a moment, the emperor holds out hope. But when the infant's blood drops into the main, prepared bowl, horror dawns. The water is already tainted with unknown blood. The 2 drops remain stubbornly separate. Gasps erupt. All color drains from the emperor's face, hope extinguished. He rockets to his feet and strikes Lu Ruyan with a furious backhand that sends her sprawling. Wench! The slap isn't just physical. It's the final verdict, the death knell for her reign and his delusion. Lu Ruyan collapses, trembling, mind screaming one thought. This can't be. It is over. Desperate, Lu Ruyan shrieks that Su Lüxia tampered with the test and begs for the emperor's own blood. Su Lüxia calmly pours tea, slicing through the plea. Then asks his majesty if he wishes to bleed in public, only to see his own son's blood reject his again. It's the final, unanswerable question that slams shut every escape route. Consort Shu watches, thoroughly impressed. A thunderbolt of realization shatters Lu Ruyan's last defense. The truth is undeniable. She slumps, a broken whisper, "No, I didn't, it's too late." The emperor closes his eyes, warmth replaced by glacial authority. With a dismissive wave, he orders, "Guards, silence the ninth prince and drag him away. The conspirator must be muted." The aftermath is brutal. The ninth prince is gagged and dragged away, silenced and isolated. Lu Ruyan is stripped of her titles and confined to the cold palace, stripped of hope. The emperor leaves without a backward glance. She cries out to his retreating form, "Your Majesty, you really aren't willing to believe me." Her answer is the heavy, final thud of a closing palace gate. The foot soldiers of the conspiracy fare worse. The emperor's decree is absolute. Execute all of those servants. Leave none alive. Even the conspirators from Consort Shu's side are cast aside with a cold, "You're both on your own." Every pawn is sacrificed in the final purge. The aftermath continues. Consort Shu visits, her triumph replaced by fear of the emperor's resentment. Su Lüxia pours tea and delivers the bitter truth. "Don't worry. Lu Ruyan will be a permanent scar. Every time he sees you, he'll recall this humiliation. From today, he will despise you as he despises me." It's not consolation. It's the cold declaration that in this palace, winning can feel an awful lot like losing. Consort Shu is baffled. Lu Ruyan lost, but you didn't win. She tries to recruit Su Lüxia into the out-of-favor consorts alliance. But Su Luxia's disinterested smile tells all. "I have no interest in those games." She's a system agent playing on a different level, and this victory was just one step in her journey. She walks away, her path leading far beyond these palace walls. Chapter 17 concludes. The palace drama settles, but Su Luxia's crusade continues. Want to see what's next? Our heroic production team needs translators, proofreaders, and typesetters. Join the ranks. See the bear-approved portal below for details. The bloodshed fades, marking the end of a gruesome tragedy that unfolded like clockwork. Mission accomplished, yet Su Lüxia feels a strange, lingering echo within, an emotion not her own, clinging to the husk of her former host. One last ride together at dusk. The memories of the original host wash over her. The final farewell for the ill-fated consort Su. Tears fall without her command, mourning a love born from a chance meeting, a love destined to die. He smiles, quoting history's faithless emperors. A teardrop falls, ripples outward, and with it, the final curtain call for this borrowed love story. Her system companion, the little white bear, pops up, worried by her damp cheeks. Only then does she touch her own face, feeling the cool moisture. A wry smile touches her lips. These useless tears, they are the final, fading echoes of the foolish consort Su's shattered heart. Before the last trace of sentiment can fade, chaos erupts. Panic shouts and frantic footsteps echo through the palace halls. Su Lüxia stands unshaken, a calm smile playing on her lips. It's done. Right on cue, her system bears screeches into existence, clutching her and screaming the foregone conclusion. The emperor is dead. Fourth Prince Yunling ascends the throne. She closes her eyes, her grand design solidified. A new emperor ascends. The former disgrace of the empire, Consort Su, now stands as the ultimate authority. The Empress Dowager, draped in phoenix robes and a crown of glory, she gazes down upon a sea of kneeling consorts, former rivals, former foes. A single word from her, rise, determines their every fate. The pinnacle of the harem is hers. Period. The official command rings out, sealing her new supremacy. You may all rise. The sound of their submission is sweeter than any symphony. Back in the system void, the mission summary is crystal clear. Palace harem's a mess. 100% completion. Final rating? SSS. Even the blue-haired higher-level AI is shocked. She stayed a whole extra decade to ensure Yunling's rule was ironclad. The history logs coldly record. Deposed consort Lu Rian murdered the emperor. Fourth prince became Emperor Qi Ming. The dowager passed away years later, leaving the new ruler grief-stricken. A perfect, fabricated history. Mission accomplished, reward secured. The system pops the routine question. Rest? Or jump straight in? Su Lüxia doesn't hesitate for a second, her eyes alight with eager fire. Next stop, right now. Wrecking scum is her calling. Vacation is a foreign concept. With a playful wink, she even throws out a recruitment ad, rallying more allies for the journey ahead. Her bear companion chomps on bamboo, a recruitment notice hovering in the background. A new world calls, a new script awaits. Su Lüxia, the ultimate agent weaving through countless tales, is more than ready to dive headfirst into her next battlefield. Cheating hearts, beware. Your reckoning is coming.